Hi everyone, welcome back to Fbmfox. In this video, we're going to go over how you should sell on Facebook Marketplace headed into 2022, and exactly, if you're a beginner, exactly where you want to sell, and if you're a pro, where do you want to sell, right? So this is kind of a roadmap for beginners and people who are looking to get into Facebook Marketplace and looking to possibly try this thing. And this video is going to help you understand where you should position yourself for 2022. So on to the next slide. So just a little bit of a timeline of Facebook Marketplace where businesses have had the slightest opportunity to sell to normal buyers has begun really in January of 2021. So it's been about one whole year of when Facebook allowed shipping on personal marketplace. And that basically meant that, before, back in the day, personal marketplace was somewhat of a Craigslist where you could post products and people would come to your house or drive to your house or your business, and then they would buy products from you, right? Physical products, they would buy it from you and take it home. But because of all the things that probably happened during COVID and all of that chaos, people have realized the luxury of shopping online and sitting at home and receiving packages rather than leaving their home and getting these packages for themselves, right? So Facebook made the decision to allow personal marketplace to have shipping. So sellers who sell on personal marketplace, they can now ship products to their customers. And that opened up, that was a huge door that opened up to allow all different kinds of sellers to sell on Facebook Marketplace, right? And then in June of 2021, Facebook allowed the connection of shops, which is sort of their powerhouse in e-commerce. It connects to everything like Shopify, ads, so many platforms Facebook shops can connect to. And now it also connects to personal marketplace, right? So now no longer is it that you had to deal with the personal marketplace UI. Now you can deal with a professional UI that has, an order section, a return section, all this amazing stuff. And you can use that through Facebook shops because now it's connected to marketplace. And Facebook made that change in June 2021. So basically what this means is, this is still a very new market and we don't know what's going to happen in the future. But, this video is sort of going to inform you on what the current nature of this entire space is, right? So what are the pros of selling on personal marketplace and what are the pros of selling on Facebook shops? So to start off, the personal marketplace is your personal Facebook account, right? So anybody selling from their personal Facebook account, it is incredibly easy to start. A lot of people have personal Facebook accounts that date back to 10 years ago, right? 12 years ago, maybe like 5 years ago. And they've never even touched these Facebook accounts, but they have all their information in there and it's very trustworthy, right? So you can easily jump on there and start selling products. And chances are, if you're in the States, you have shipping available, the shipping option available on your listings. So you can start right off the bat, right? And it doesn't require an LLC and it doesn't require an SSN or an EIN to make your first, $600 in sales. And it works in the US, the UK, Canada, and a few other countries. And more countries are opening up every couple months, right? And until this day, there's very little competition. So I like to call a lot of the Facebook marketplace sellers a little bit spoiled because they complain about, profits that are 40% margins, 30% margins. But if you were to sell on Amazon or eBay, you'd probably get 10% margins or 20% margins tops, right? But in personal marketplace, there's still very little competition and you can get margins up to 25, 35%. Now, what about Facebook shops? Why is Facebook shops good? Well, Facebook shops, you can literally scale to infinity in every single way possible, right? There's no listing fees until June, right? I mean, there's no listing fees, period. So you can, if you're selling on a platform like Amazon or eBay or some other platforms, they will charge you 10 cents per every product that goes on their platform, right? It's somewhat like a hosting fee. Facebook Shops has none of that. So you could upload 10 million products tomorrow and, you wouldn't be charged for it at all, right? And on top of that, there's no charges for sales fees either. So if you sell a product, generally platforms will charge you 5%, 10%. Amazon charges you 15%. eBay charges you anywhere from 12 to 15%, depending on the category and processing fees. Facebook Shops charges you 0% until June 2022. And that's only about 4 to 5 months from now, right? So the window on that is closing, right? So, no fees on any sales. You could make $1 million in sales and get charged 0 fees on that, 0% fees, right? So that is absolutely ridiculous. The other aspect of it is that software is very scalable. So the software that we have, Fbmfox, you could upload tens of thousands of products if you wanted in a very short period of time. It's very scalable, reprices everything for you, puts products in and out of stock for you, and it's a direct integration into Facebook Shops, right? Personal Marketplace, it doesn't necessarily have that. Facebook Shops is also a diverse platform. So, let's say you're selling on Personal Marketplace, and then if you want to switch over to Shopify in the future, you can easily move your products from Facebook Shops to Shopify. If you want to run ads on your Facebook Shops products, you can easily do that. You can build your Facebook Shops page, right? Like a page just for your Facebook shop. And then in the future, you could actually turn that into a real business, a real warehouse where you can fulfill real products, right? So it's very diverse, and the areas to go with this Facebook Shops platform are just endless, right? They also have multiple shipping carriers. So one thing that we'll discuss in a minute, in Personal Marketplace, there's only like 2 or 3 shipping carriers. You can only ship using UPS, USPS, and FedEx. But in Facebook Shops, you can ship with On Track, with an endless list of shipping carriers. So that's amazing. Now, in Facebook Shops, there's even less competition compared to Personal Marketplace because it's harder to get into. And, lastly, once again, it's just endlessly scalable. So what is the cons in selling on both of these platforms, right? So Personal Marketplace, it's a fact that you have 5% fees on all revenue. So, honestly, that's nothing compared to, if you're selling on Amazon where they charge you 15% and eBay where they charge you like 12, 13%, you're selling on Personal Marketplace, it's going to be 5%. Software on Personal Marketplace is kind of hard to scale beyond 1,000 listings. It gets quite messy, and you can't even scroll all the time past 1,000 listings. Like Facebook has just made the platform in a way where people can put up like 100, 200 products and everything's fine. But beyond that, it just becomes extremely glitchy, right? And once again, the platform is glitchy, it's ever changing, and Facebook will even hinder your sales after some point, right? If you're selling on Personal Marketplace as a personal seller and you sell, $200,000-$300,000 in like 2 months, what you'll notice is your sales will go down a lot because Facebook will think that you're a business, but they don't want businesses to sell on Personal Marketplace. They want them to do that on shops, right? And then once again, we have the shipping carriers issue, which is a total problem. There's only 3 shipping carriers that you can ship from. And it's also not scalable with employees. So if you have employees overseas that want to access your account, you cannot do this because they would have to log into your personal Facebook account to do this, right? And that's not the best because, they'd be looking at your family pictures and your personal messages. That's not ideal. You don't want your employees logging into your personal Facebook Marketplace account, right? Because your personal account, it's just an extension of your Personal Marketplace account. So you totally don't want to do that. And those are some major cons about Personal Marketplace. And for Facebook Shops Marketplace, the cons are just that it's difficult to get approved in the fact that it requires an EIN and an LLC here in the United States. It also requires an SSN, and it also requires you to have a USA bank account. It's definitely intimidating for beginners, and if you're a beginner, you maybe don't even want to step into shops just yet. And lastly, it's kind of hard to navigate. So a lot of people don't even know how to get to a shop, like how to find it on Facebook. It's actually quite difficult. But yeah, those are all the cons. And overall, the Facebook marketplace is just it's kind of buggy, to be honest. Things will change color for no reason. Things will get deleted for no reason. Options will go in and out for no reason. So it is a buggy platform, and it is a work in progress. So when do you want to sell on personal marketplace, right? Personal marketplace, you want to do it if you're new to building a business. If you've never had an LLC before, you definitely want to sell on personal marketplace. If you can't get a Facebook shop approved, then you want to sell on personal marketplace. And if you just kind of want to test out the business model and you're not sure if e-commerce is your thing, maybe you're more of like a tangible person, right? A lot of people don't like selling online. Maybe they like touching and feeling products and they're not into selling things online, right? Then you maybe just want to sell on personal marketplace, right? And also, if you want to list less than 1,000 products or less than 2,000 products, then you want to go with personal marketplace. That is the way to go. Now, when do you want to sell on Facebook shops? If you've built a business before, or even sold online before, or just built any kind of business before, you 100% want to sell on Facebook shops. You 100% want to do it. If you have an EIN or an LLC, you absolutely want to sell on Facebook shops because you'll need these two things, right? If you want to be a professional seller, if selling things online is kind of your dream and it's kind of your thing, it's kind of your gig, you've been doing it for a long time on other platforms, Facebook shops is your promised land, right? Personal marketplace, it's not going to give you what you're looking for. Facebook shops is where you need to go, right? If you want to scale your operations with employees and software, and you want to get these employees overseas or even in-house, you can easily do that by setting permissions on your Facebook shop. And, they're not looking through your personal pictures or your, personal messages or anything like that. None of that occurs in a Facebook shop. It's literally a business, right? And you possibly even want to do a Facebook shop if you're not good with computers, because Facebook shops are very easy to use with software. It's just a direct integration. The softwares do everything for you, and it's super, super simple, right? Personal marketplace is much harder with software. So what is a beginner roadmap, right? What is a beginner roadmap that Fbmfox, our YouTube channel, would prescribe for beginners? For beginners, you want to use Fbmfox's free forever lister and get your first $600 of sales on personal marketplace to prove the business model for yourself, right? So a lot of people may be like, oh, selling online doesn't really work, or, it looks weird. I don't know. I'm scared. I don't know how to do it. Then get our free lister. It's completely free, right? You don't have to pay $1. Get our free lister, sell $600 on personal marketplace to prove to yourself that this thing actually works, right? And I'd suggest staying below 2,000 products to save yourself a mess and kind of focus on product research more than just putting up a whole bunch of products. Because if you put up a whole bunch of products on personal marketplace, it's just going to cause a mess. You're going to get so many messages a day. You won't even be able to scroll through your thousands of products. It might take you an hour to scroll through like 2,000 products. Just the way Facebook is built, that's just how they make it. And then after proving to yourself that this business model works, then you want to get an LLC. And once you have an LLC, you want to apply for a shop, get approved on a shop, and then sell on a shop, right? So there's a ton of people that made a killing on personal marketplace. Where, you don't need an LLC and all of that, and you can still make a killing on this. But we recommend that, you should probably leave your personal marketplace to a lower level compared to your shop, right? Because it's not built for high scale. Personal marketplace accounts are not built for high scale. You can do it. It's more difficult. It's going to be more pain for you. But we recommend switching into a shop as soon as you know that this can be a real business for you. So this is sort of the business person roadmap, right? Or anybody who kind of has an LLC or an EIN. The first thing you really want to do is maybe not even sell on personal marketplace if you if you think this business model works and you're good, you believe it's going to work for you, you've sold online before. If you think it's going to work, then all you have to do is apply for a shop with an LLC or an EIN. There's a lot of videos online talking about how you can get approved for a shop. You want to get approved and enable the personal marketplace channel. You want to enable the channel for your business where you can sell on the marketplace. And then literally all you want to do is scale your business to however much you want to scale it to, right? So, Fbmfox, our software, has a direct integration for repricing, bulk uploading products, like all of this insane stuff, pulling in orders. Like, we have these direct integrations, and you can literally from day one upload hundreds of products. And as long as all those products are within Facebook's policies, you're good to go, right? There's no fees on any sales until June 2022, and there's no listing fees. So again, you could list 1,000 products and it would be free pretty much, except for the cost of the software, of course. And then you want to repeat this process with multiple shops, right? So once you have a shop that is making you sales, there's really nothing that's stopping you from getting more shops. So all you need to do is create more LLCs and then create more shops with them. And what's crazy is Facebook actually allows multiple shops on one LLC. So you can easily go ahead and create multiple shops under one LLC, under one account, right? So you can just keep repeating this process for however long you wish to, right? So closing remarks, how do you get to personal marketplace? A lot of people who are starting out don't know how to even navigate Facebook just because of the way it's built. It can be a little intimidating, but the way you want to get to it is go to facebook.com/marketplace/u/selling, and you can get to your personal marketplace account where you can start listing products with Fbmfox's free lister and, prove to yourself that this business model works and you're good to go, right? Now, how do you get to Facebook shops, right? Now, this is really hard to find for most people, and it took me a while to get to Facebook shops directly. For some reason, it seems that they kind of hide the navigation to Facebook shops, but the way to get there is just go to facebook.com/products. That's it. And that will somehow navigate you to your Facebook shop section, and you can go ahead and get started and sign up for your account and do all those things and enter that LLC information and all that, and you'll be good to go, right? So that is pretty much it for this presentation. This is the roadmap that we prescribe for Facebook sellers moving into 2022. If you guys haven't tried Fbmfox yet, please go ahead and do so. Link in the description below. You can get a 7-day free trial. You can cancel anytime. It's only $29 a month. If you guys don't know what we do, we're basically a software that reprices, uploads, and pulls in orders from your Facebook shops and marketplace accounts to help you basically streamline your business, right? So thanks so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.